Newsreel, real news, real quick. In the ultimate real horror story, the price of retail Halloween candy has risen 13.1% in 1 year, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The National Retail Federation estimates Halloween candy sales of $3.1 billion this year, despite the less than sweet shock of inflation. President Joe Biden is planning to release 15 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Emergency Reserve. Biden is hoping to lower gas prices right before the American midterm elections on November the 8th. 2 years ago, candidate Joe Biden loudly denounced President Donald Trump for immigration policies that inflicted what he called cruelty and exclusion at every turn. But with the midterm elections approaching and increasing numbers of Venezuelans arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border, Biden has now begun to invoke Title 42's Emergency Public Health Authority regulations from the Trump administration to deny Venezuelans entry into the United States. The University of Michigan's Institute for Social Research released a nationwide study that the regular use of marijuana, hallucinogens, and vaping has reached almost 40% of all Americans aged 19 to 30. Approximately 11% of young Americans use marijuana daily, and the gender gap has largely closed as women now use in that percentage range as well. Air attacks targeting critical infrastructure have left Ukraine's cities without water and electricity supplies. Russia is using munitions, quote, at an unsustainable rate, unquote, according to the United States Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines. French trade unions have begun a nationwide public sector strike, hitting schools, transportation, and oil refineries to demand higher salaries during the highest inflation in 4 decades. After apologizing to the nation, British Prime Minister Liz Truss said on Monday she has no intention to resign despite calls from her Conservative MPs. Many Tories are calling for the return of Boris Johnson as the party's leader. The United States intends to further sanction Iran for helping Russia in the war on Ukraine with missiles, a White House official said on Monday. Microsoft, which already has laid off 1% of its 200,000 employees, implemented additional layoffs on Monday. And finally, Balthazar restaurant owner Keith McNally in New York City has banned comedian James Corden, as he described in an Instagram post on Monday night, describing the comedian as abusive towards the waitstaff. And that's the way the world is. See you next time.